Shalom, family. This is Watchman Yirmiyahu, Qadashayam of Yasharal, coming back with another rant video on brotherly love and the Shabbat. Even though TikTok wants to remove my live access, I think I can upload a video in a conventional way. So I want to tell you, because many of you know what it feels like to have Christians cast you aside because of the truths of Scripture that you now affirm when they want to hold to the doctrines of men and be deceived and love the darkness. You know what it feels like. But when it's a beloved brother in the name, it kind of hurts in a different way. It's a little bit shocking and a little bit surprising. So I met this beloved brother over 2 years ago, and we were following the same teacher on YouTube, the channel called Watchman of Yahuah, and it's Aki Yashai, who's no longer with us. He's passed on during the sickness. The enemy was looking to take him away because of the truths that he taught, and obviously we know the Father allowed that to happen. Anyway, after fellowshipping with this brother online on Facebook, he made me an admin of his Facebook group, Illuminati Hunters, and I felt very honored to have that trust. But I noticed that I had been removed as an admin, so I was messaging him and saying, did you remove me? He said, yes. I said, will you mind telling me why? Because of the Shabbat. Because of the Shabbat? Well, yeah, because you no longer affirm that Shabbat is on Saturday. Because it's not. It's not. And so I said, well, okay, let me ask you this one question. And I posed to you the same question. When is the first of Abib? When is the first of Abib? I believe he's going to say March 20th and that the day begins at night, because I used to believe those things also, and I think those are the things that they believe in the camp he's in. But the day begins at first light at dawn, and I can prove that from Scripture. That's a separate conversation. But the conversation about the calendar is a critical one, because in the book of Enoch and in the book of Jubilees, it is established that the year is 364 days, always, perpetually, in all your generations. 364 is divisible by 7, so there are 52 weeks in a year. So that means that from the day of creation until now, every single year has begun on the first day of the week, and that year ends on the 7th day of the week. That pattern is unbroken. That's the pattern of 7. That's what I call it, the pattern of 7. Okay? So that means creation week is memorialized in every year of Yahuwah's time on this threshing floor, on this earth. Okay? Until he replaces it. It's fixed. You have the 2 witnesses, 364 days, 52 weeks. The first day of Abib is always going to fall on, therefore, the first day of the week. Okay? Simple enough. If you look at any calendar that anyone presents to you, ever, that doesn't have the first day of the week as the first calendar day of the year, and the 7th day of the week as that last calendar day of the year, then it's a false moedim, and you got to throw it out. Okay? So if you believe that the year begins on the pagan day March 20th, but that the Shabbat is on Saturday, then you got a broken calendar, right? You broke the pattern of 7 in your thing. How can it be the 7th day? Okay, the 7th day of creation is the Shabbat. Genesis 1, baby. You ain't shaking it, you ain't breaking it, that's just the way it is. Okay? Now, that means that every 7th day since the very first day is Shabbat, 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 Shabbat. Always, 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 never fails. Every 52 weeks, it's the Shabbat that ends a year, and you got another first of Abib, that's the first day of the week. Okay? The enemy's very crafty. He came up with this deception. Is it Sunday, the beginning of of the week or Saturday the end of the week. Okay? First of all, that's not the beginning of the week. And second, that's not the end of the week. And those aren't the only two choices. That's what they give you, right? Left-hand path, right-hand path, I don't know. Christianity or Judaism? No, both are false. Most of you out here already know that both are false. All their pagan festivals are false. Why would you possibly think that they had his seventh day? And they have all this other stuff incorrect, but they just so happen to have the seventh day. And some people will say, oh, because, in so many languages, their word for Saturday means Sabbath. Well, yeah, that's because they were conquered and they have a language of a Latin Romance language. Their language is rooted in Latin, which is a Roman language. Romance, Romance, Romans, right? The Shabbat is on the pagan day Wednesday. That's the amazing thing. They tried to hide it in the middle of their fake, phony, and false calendar that they have, right? That's what they did. They tried to hide it in plain sight, right in the middle. What they call a beginning, what they call an end, that's actually the middle. Because their Thursday is the first day. Saturday's the second day. I'm sorry. Their Thursday is the first day. Friday the second day. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Hump day. They call it hump day and tell you it's the middle. It's really the seventh day.